Sawadee Cup. May the 19th. Once again, where the fuck did this month go? I don't know. It's probably because I'm, like in paradise and everything. Not bragging or anything. You're such a dick. Yeah, I know. But yeah, the days do fly by here without doing the work-a-day grind thing, back home like I did. Anywho, the 19th of May. The right sort of actions require no embellishment of words. Right? Because you don't want to embellish your words, if you even know what that means. It means like make them larger than they are, for real. Like lie or brag, embellish. One of the most common mistakes is making excuses to explain why we do not succeed. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people in the world, those who do not succeed, are excuse makers. They try to explain their action or inaction with words. When you succeed, accept the congratulations of others with good grace. When you fail, take responsibility for your actions. Learn from your mistakes and move on to more constructive things. When your actions are appropriate, there's that word. I have been labeled as chronically inappropriate by several people, so that could be a problem for me. When your actions are appropriate in every circumstance, or how about when your actions fit the need? Or no, I don't like that word appropriate because I'm not it, so I want it scratched from there. Cancel culture. Let's get rid of appropriate from our vocabularies because I don't like it. It offends me. The word appropriate offends me because I'm very inappropriate. You will never feel the need to explain them with words. Your actions will say all that needs to be said. So your actions stand on their own. I get it. I agree. And excuse makers and yeah. So it's a long-winded way of saying let your actions speak for themselves, and I agree with that. I'm going to do a video today in a little bit, probably right after I finish this one, about Thai men, because single men who are looking to move to Thailand or the Philippines or even Vietnam, I think is coming up in this thing now, but Thailand leads the charge, and they're moving here because of the attitudes of the women who live here in the Philippines, as well as I said in Vietnam. I think also is starting to get a reputation to build this part of their tourism up. And it's not sex tourism. I'm not talking about red light districts in Phuket, Bangkok, and Pattaya. I'm not talking about sex tourists, which is a whole separate thing. I'm talking about men moving to the country, becoming expats, because the women are different here and have a different mindset than American women. And that, like Japanese cars in the 70s, people were like, man, I bought a Toyota Corolla and I went 300,000 miles and all I did was change the oil. And then in the 80s, you saw American car makers really struggle to catch up because they had these kind of crappily built huge behemoths that suck gas, and here's the Japanese making these little Corollas and Volkswagen Rabbits, right, from Germany. Remember the little VW Rabbit? That was a hell of a car, man. It was a fun little zip around car. My sister had one, a yellow one, and it took Chevy and GM, I should say, Ford and Chrysler a while to figure that out and what people wanted. They were behind the eight ball. So, the Toyotas got the Japanese and to a lesser extent the Germans, foreign car makers were kicking American car makers' asses. Well, what's happened is America is so woke, which is, I guess, one of their words too. I never heard it until, like in the last 3-4 years. The women are so woke and empowered and all these words they throw around that it's actually very difficult to have a relationship with them and date them. Not being sexist or misogynist or any of that crap. I'm just speaking the truth from my experience. I think American women are like American cars in the 70s, which is not what men want. And a lot of women are like, well, fuck you, fat boy. I don't want to date you anyway. Okay, nope, no problem. But then, you get on Facebook and bitch to your girlfriends that there's no good men out there. Okay. So, anyway, I'm going to do a video on dating in these countries here and why it is what it is. And that's got to do with actions. In the video, I'll talk about Thai men because I know more about them than I do Vietnamese men and men from the Philippines. But I see the same things happening in their country, so it's not too big a stretch to assume it's happening there too. The actions of the Thai men have forced the Thai women to look elsewhere, and that's where we come in. And when I say we, I don't mean Americans, I mean expats, guys who are not from Thailand. There's a word here called Farang, and that means somebody who's not Thai. So I'm talking about Farang, and that includes Japanese and Korean men also. They come to Thailand looking for Thai women too, and Thai women choose them over Thai men, not just Americans, not just Europeans, but also guys from other Southeast Asian countries are also Farang, which once again technically means not from Thailand. Very simple. Foreigner, right? Somebody not from this land, not born in Thailand, doesn't live in Thailand, or didn't originally live in Thailand, because obviously Farang live here now. Yeah. So actions have consequences. Actions do speak louder than words, and that includes how you treat people. So, and people respond to you and see you based on how you treat them, right? There is that too. We were talking about relationships the other day and how huge it is. One other thing before I end it, relatively quickly today. We're only at 6 minutes, thank God, not 16 or 26, because I do tend to ramble. I admit it freely. As my house closed, the big house that I was living in Mandarin, finally, I mean, there was a time 3-4 months ago when I thought this fucker's never going to close because the market's been screaming hot, and I had it at a good price. Should have sold. I reduced it $50,000 from what it was at a time when people were putting $50,000 in over list price and not getting houses. So I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this house? And I know what's wrong with it. It needed some work out in the yard and some outbuildings, and the road wasn't paved. It was a dirt road, but it was 3/4 of an acre, 5 bedroom, 3 bath, 2,700 square feet. It had a 228 square foot master with a jacuzzi tub and a walk-in shower for 2 with the body sprays. I mean, it was tits. It was a nice fucking house, but it took a long time to sell. So it wasn't for everybody. Navigable water. That was the thing, is it had to be somebody who wanted to have a boat, who cared enough about the boat to put up with the other crap that wasn't right. The pool needed to be either redone completely, remarsided, all that, new filter, or filled in, one or the other. So there was things I didn't do and didn't take care of before I left, and that's what took so long to sell. But it sold. And so now I got, 5 or 6 million baht, 150 to 200 grand coming in over the next couple of weeks. So that's a lot of money here. Like I said, your average Thai makes $10, 300 baht, 300 to 350 baht a day. So when you're talking about 6 million baht, that's a huge amount of money that a lot of Thais, maybe see in their whole working careers or whatever. And I got that, wired into my account today or tomorrow, however long it takes the title company to get the money over. So, I retired here with some money. I sold some Airbnbs because I knew I couldn't manage them from here. And I did, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, whatever. And I've been living, really comfortably here. But, Jesus Christ, with the sale of this house, with me getting the equity out of my old house, I mean, I'm done. I'm done. I could never make another dollar in America or generate a baht here, which of course I am doing both of those. But if I didn't, I'd still be fine for the rest of my life. I'm 57. I'm going to be 58 in July. So, I mean, it's game over. It's that simple. And it's not a lot of money. If you're in America, like I said, I used to make 40 grand on a flip, so that's 4 flips. But getting that lump sum here now, after I've been here for a year, I can do some damage with that money. And once again, I've talked in prior videos. I'll reiterate it really quickly because the 6 minutes has already turned into 10. I'm going to run it through the auction. I'm going to buy bikes, cars, and trucks, and sell them to Thai people, expats, whatever. And by doing that, I'll generate money from that money, right? Which will always make your money work for you. So I'm making my money work for me. Then I take the profit from that flipping, from the processing the 6 million baht through the auction. Say I get 7 million, 8 million, 9 million baht. I'll take, say 9 million baht. So I'll take 3 million of that 9 million, keep it, and continue to build that business along with the money when I sell the Ranger and sell the 2 bikes I've already bought. All that money goes back into that business, buying new cars and trucks, generating more money, and is self-perpetuating. Right? The business keeps growing. I keep buying more inventory, selling it, buying inventory, selling it, buying inventory, selling it, flipping. So flipping houses and flipping cars. Right? So I'm going to use that little stockpile of money, that lump sum, to do that first, and then immediately as I start getting money out, the first 500,000 baht that comes back out from that auction process will go to Pattaya to buy a condo-tel. Condo-tel is a condo, but it's zoned as a hotel. Why is that important? Because technically Airbnbs are illegal, just like in a lot of places in America. The right zoning, it's this, it's that. There's been a battle since Airbnb has been around, 10 years, 11 years now, about its legality. Well, here in Thailand, it's very simple. If it's just a regular condo like the one I live in here, it's illegal to do Airbnb. And if your neighbor complains or the juristic downstairs, the manager, the property manager complains, you're out. You're out of business. You can't do it. The exception to that is if the condo is zoned or set up as a hotel and pays hotel taxes, money to the government. It's always about money to the government in America and here. So by buying a condo-tel right off the jump, I know I can do Airbnb there legally. Nobody's going to shut it down. So that's the plan. I'm going to go buy condo-tels knowing I can do Airbnb. In the meantime, when I'm down there, I'm going to take a trip, fly down there as soon as the quarantine crap is over. I'm going to be looking for one I could buy for 500, 600, 800,000 baht that maybe isn't a condo hotel, and monthly rent that, like long-term rent that, just to have, once again, income just like the one up in San Sai, which is rented. I had mentioned I did get a Thai guy in there renting. So as of June 1st, that 3,000 baht will coming in. I already collected the deposit and first month rent from him. So June will be his first payment. So it's rolling along, but this is big. Once again, I literally would not have to work anything at all. I could sit and watch TV all day, every day for the rest of my life with that kind of cash coming in. So people are always saying, how much does it cost to live there? Well, now 150 to 200 grand gets her done. That's enough. You don't have to generate income with that much money coming in. I mean, once again, my condo here, very comfortable, nice, a little bit small for me. I want a bigger kitchen because I cook. But a single guy could easily live in this place long term, and it's $266 a month. So that goes a long way when you're bringing in 150 grand lump sum. You know what I mean? And when I sell the second property, the other one, Edison, that'll be another 50 grand. So that's 200 grand, 6 million baht. I got coming in the next week to 2 weeks. So that's it. It's kind of game over, and I'm excited about that. Raise the roof. It's nice. It's nice to have that feeling. And I talked before about being careful with what I was buying at auction and everything now, wanting to sell the prior 3 vehicles first because I was waiting for reinforcements. Fucking reinforcements are here. Charge, full steam ahead now. You know what I mean? Like I don't even have to think about it now. If an opportunity comes up, I can grab it. So cool beans, that's it for the day. Once again, let your actions speak louder than words. Let your actions speak for themselves. You don't have to pump yourself up. You don't have to pump actions up. They speak for themselves. Cool beans. Talk to you later.